Isha, good evening.
Hi Rahul.
Yeah. Hi Kajal, hi Sindhu.
Hi Rahul.
So Sindhu, Kajal, this is your first session? Your first session?
No, this is my third session.
Okay.
Yeah, for me it's second session.
I mean, with the demo, yeah, it is third.
So I hope everyone has studied the concepts of Git yesterday. Hmm? So just give us 5-10 minutes, exactly 3 minutes for others to join. Okay, guys, let's get started. So yesterday we have started understanding our journey about what is version control, what is this, what is the git commands, how do we do the basic setup of it. We just started understanding the journey. Like we created some sample project. We have seen what is git init. We have seen how do we initialize. We have seen how do we initialize this git repository. Then we have seen git status. What is this git status? What is this add file? Status, commit. Okay, we have seen all these commands yesterday. So, what's today's agenda of the session? What's the today's agenda? agenda of day 2. So we have seen agenda of day 1, right? So agenda of day 2, we will revise the git commands that we have discussed yesterday, followed by understanding what is a remote repository, how do we create a repository in the GitHub. Okay, these are the things that we need to understand. Then pushing the changes to the GitHub. Then, if time permits, we will understand what is branching and merging. If time permits. Clear? This is the agenda of the day. If people who are attending the session for the first time, worry not, just go through the recordings, you'll understand what is what. Clear? So let's go to the folder where we have all our commits. So git init. Yesterday we have studied, right? What is git init? Git init is nothing but initialized as a git repository or identified as a git project. So this is like a one-time activity for every project. It is not repeated every time. It's a one-time activity for every project. Okay. Now what I will do? Let me create one more file here. What is the file? I'll say second file. Once I created a second file, this is the second file we all are working upon. Clear? This is the Java program file that we are executing. Clear? So understanding the new set of concepts. Clear? Let me save this file and open the terminal, open the command prompt terminal as per your operating system. Now I will say git status. What happens when I say git status? It is showing the second files.txt is not a track. That means the second files what we have created is that we have created it for the first time. So Git doesn't know the what is there in it. So it doesn't know from where to track. That is why it is saying untracked. The meaning of untracked means, see, boss, this is a new file. I am seeing it in this directory or in this folder. So that is why I'm saying this as untracked. That means I don't have any control over this file. Then changes not stage for commit. So what is mean by changes not stage for commit? Now suppose this first file is there. Okay, I'll explain the changes not stage for commit later. First of all, just understand what is untracked files. Now, in order to for the Git to start tracking these files, what we will do? I will say git add second files dot txt. Now, what is Git telling you when I say Git status? Git status means it will give you the understanding of it, like which files are yet to be tracked, which files are not staged for commit. What is this not staged for commit? I will explain it to every one of you. First, understand untracked files. Untracked files means what? This is a new file in the system, boss. I don't know what to do with it. I don't have any history of it. I don't have any tracking of it. That is why it is coming in untracked files. Now, the moment I say git add second files.txt, now will be this file will be part of the git tracking system. How can you be so sure, Rahul, that this file will be a part of git tracking system? The moment you say git status, what it is saying, changes to be committed. What do you mean by changes to be committed, Rahul? That means what? Whatever changes you have done, I have to confirm the changes, right? So if you add this file to the Git ecosystem, that doesn't mean that you're confirming the changes, right? When I say git add second files.txt, we are letting the Git know that boss, start tracking these changes, start monitoring these changes. Clear? Now, the moment I say git commit -m, okay, git commit -m means what? I am confirming the changes. It is equivalent to submitting the answer sheet or equivalent to submitting the code. Okay, git commit -m, confirming the changes for the second file. What do you mean by this git commit -m? Git commit -m. That means I'm confirming the changes with a message. So whatever message we are writing, this is very, very essential. Clear? Clear? Any doubts so far? What is add? What is status? What is commit? So can I get a quick why from in the chat box from everybody? Okay. Now, this is something we are dealing in the local repository. Now, after every git command, always use the word git status. Clear? Clear? Any doubts so far? So, this is what is all about local repository. What do you mean by local repository? What do you mean by local repository? That means everything is present in your local system only. Okay. Now, whatever changes that you are doing, we need to do it in a remote repository or somewhere. I have to push this code to the GitHub because whatever code that I have, it is present in your local system only. Clear? Now, if I want others to view this code, if I want others to see these files or something like this, what will happen? I have to post it somewhere, right? That is where GitHub will come into picture. So in the last class, I've shown you how to create a how do you create a GitHub account. Okay. Okay. Once you have created a GitHub account, then you need to create a new repository. So how will you create a new repository? Then click on new. Clear? So give your repository name. Then I click on new. I'll say with fundamentals. So as of now, I'll go with a public repository. Okay. Then I click on create repository. Okay. Now what we need to do, this is your repository URL. Okay. This is your repository URL that is present in the github.com. Okay. So what we will do here now, does this command, does this local folder know what is your remote repository? Does this folder know where is it present? What is the path of the remote repository? Absolutely not, right? So what I will say, I'll say git remote. Remote means something that is external to your local system. Git remote, add repo URL. You can put whatever name you want here. You can put your own name, you can put your family member name, you can put your company name, you can put your project name, whatever name you want, you put your name. Whatever URL you want to store, you have to put the GitHub URL. So what we are saying here, whatever GitHub URL is there, I am storing into this particular variable. So what I am saying here, whatever URL is there, I'm storing it inside this particular variable. Okay. Once I store this in a particular variable, what is happening here? I press the enter key. That means what it will recognize that okay, this is a my GitHub URL. So in the Git, we have said like boss, this is my remote URL. So what I will do here, then I will say git push hyphen u repo URL. That means, what do you mean by push? Whatever changes that are present in your local, I want to push it to this repository. How do you push it? Push hyphen u. Hyphen u represents upstream. Upstream means what? Moving the code from local system to remote repository. Hyphen u repo URL. Okay. So what is the default branch name? Whenever we install the Git, as I've told you that you will have to name a default branch, or Git will assign a default branch name for you during the time of Git installation. So git push hyphen u repo URL master. So it will take some time. Okay. It will ask you to select a GitHub account. Since I'm using two different GitHub accounts, it is asking me this. Can I get a quick why in the chat box of what has happened? Can I get a quick why, everybody?
I have like one query, Rahul. So like we
Mhm.
are, I mean, from starting, like we are creating two files, and like we are giving this commands over here, and then after creating in GitHub, we are just
Hmm.
transporting those file codes into the GitHub,
Yeah,
right?
whatever commits you have done, those will be transferred.
Yeah. Okay.
Can you just explain once again that repo URL master, the why we do write it master over here?
Sorry.
Can you just again why we are writing master over
So
here?
yesterday we have seen the Git Bash installation, right, Pramod?
Yeah.
In that there was one option. What branch name do you want to give? I mean, it was given an option. Shall I use my default branch name or you will provide your own branch name? Yesterday, what Avisha has done, she decided like I will use my own branch name. But when I installed the
Yes.
Git Bash, I have selected the option Git decide its own branch name. So master is
Correct.
the branch name that it has decided. So always,
Yeah, that's fine. Yes.
always when we push the changes, we have to push the changes to a particular branch only. We cannot push it directly to the repository without any branch.
Okay. So currently it is in the master. It's not went to the GitHub.
In GitHub, it is in master branch. Let me show you how it
Okay.
is.
Okay. Got it. Got it.
If you see here, got it?
Yeah. So in the GitHub, it has created one branch named as
Mas-
master, and then it is transferred the file over there.
Yes.
Okay.
So GitHub will automatically create the branch the moment you push it. You need not worry about it. So let's come to the remote repository area. Hmm? Store the GitHub or Bitbucket or Azure DevOps URL. Clear? How do I store this? I'll be storing this using the git remote whatever variable name. Okay, clear? So what will happen here? That means we are letting our local repository know that this is the external URL. Clear? Always remember, remote is nothing but it's something external to your system. Hmm? Then I'll say git push -u variable name. What is the variable name that we have? And master is your default branch. By when you're installing the git bash, if you have selected the option like I will override the branch name with my own name, that means I will instead use the my custom branch name instead of the default branch name what git is giving. So you can put your branch name, but as of now the default branch name is master. So what will happen here? The code that is committed in the local repository will be transferred to the remote repository. Clear? Is this clear, guys? Any doubts? Cool? All good? So this is one of the GitHub's basics workflow that we all need to remember. Now, whenever you're doing Git for the first time, you will have a challenge. Like whenever you're doing it, like it's like a one-time setup for the system. I'll show you what is the challenge that we get. Okay. So what we are doing here, I'm just switched to a Linux machine. Like I just switched to a Linux window. So what is happening here? So it is saying git status, all these things. There are two files that you have modified. Okay. Now what we do accordingly, I'll say git add. What it is saying, changes that are not staged for commit. So let me explain you changes that are not staged for commit. Now suppose after committing the first file and after committing the second file, what you are doing now, in the first file you added more lines of code, and in the second file you are adding more set of data and lines of information. That means what? After the file is committed, what you're doing here, I'm adding more and more information. I'm adding more and more lines of code. So is this possible, right? Yes or no? Even though I've committed the changes, I can still keep on modifying the files. So the meaning changes not staged for commitments. What? Already this file is already committed. On top of that, you're adding additional changes to the files. That is what you mean by changes not staged for commit. Now what I will do, I'll say git add first file.txt, and I can so using the git add command, I can add multiple files. If you see here, git add first file.txt and second files.txt. What we are doing here, we are adding two files simultaneously. In Git, we can add two files, three files, four files simultaneously. That is not a problem. Now, changes to be committed. When I say changes to be committed, that means this is ready to commit. This is ready to commit for me. I'll say git commit -m, adding the new changes to for the first and second file. So whenever you're doing a commit operation for the first time, like whenever you're trying to do the commit operation for the first time in this system, so what you need to do, you need to configure your user email and you have username. This is like a one-time setup for this is like a one-time setup for your system. If you do this once in your system, you need not do it again and again. Clear? So what is this commands, Rahul? I don't know. Why are you asking me to do it? This command is useful for setting up your email ID. And what is your username? Like what is your GitHub mail ID that you are using? Okay. And what is the username that you are using? Clear? What is your GitHub username? What is your GitHub mail ID? What is your GitHub username that you are using here? Clear? This is like a one-time setup for each and every system. Clear? Now run the same commit command. Now adding the new changes for the first and second files. Clear? Now understood guys why I have switched to WSL mode, because I want to demonstrate this feature that when you're doing the Git for the first time in your laptop, it will ask you to configure these commands. Clear? Any doubts guys? All good? Anup is say, I don't want you to annotate, please. I'll have to disable it.
Rahul, if I give your email ID and your username, will I be able to commit code in your repository?
No. Again, it will, whenever you're pushing it, it'll ask for the password.
Okay, yeah, the password question only I have.
So password.
Where do we enter the password?
So when you push for the first time, it'll ask.
Okay.
It'll ask
And
for the
it'll
password.
only ask for the first
It will only
time.
request for the password. So when you're pushing for the first time, if you face any challenge, let me know in the tomorrow session. I'll help you out how to do it. Because that is like a one-time setup per system. Okay. Now, happily, I can push the changes. -u git push -u repo URL master. Clear? Now, you see, it is asking for my credentials. Got it, Satya? Satya,
Yeah, Rahul.
it is asking for my credentials. Now, I will say, this is my username. And what will you give as the password? Your GitHub password. Okay. Now what it is saying, you cannot give the password as password authentication is not supported for Git operations. Now this error message is coming, Rahul. What should I do now? Now you are saying username for what is the username? You have entered it. What is the password? You are typing it, which is not visible. What it is saying, password authentication is not supported. So that means Git is not recommending you to use the password. So what will I have to do now?
We get a token from the
Yes.
Git
So how do you
hub
get
and
the
then
token? You have to go to the settings of your repository. So you have to go to your user profile, go to the settings, go to your user profile, go to the settings. If you scroll down, there will be a concept called as developer settings. Go to this personal access token section. Go to the tokens classic. So there are a lot of tokens I've created it. So I'll just remove all these tokens, unnecessary tokens. So you see the concept like generate new token, okay, for general use. New token classic for general use. So whatever token name you want, you can do it. Code pushes and merges. Whatever name you want to give it. Expiration. You can put it for 1 month, you can put it for 2 months, you can put it for 3 days. If you want to customize your date, you can customize the date. Or else if you don't want any expiration, you can also say no expiration. Is this clear, everybody? How am I trying to generate the token? The workflow is clear for everybody. Jayashree, Kajal, Pramod, Madhuri, Avisha, Satya, all good?
So,
yes, Rahul.
sorry, yeah. Can you just one show like how are we again like accessing this one all
Just,
again?
yeah.
Yeah.
So you see this user profile on the right hand side, Avisha?
Yeah. Yeah.
Click on that,
Mm-hmm.
go to the settings. If you scroll down a bit, you have this developer settings.
Yeah.
Go to personal access token, go to this tokens. Clear?
Okay.
So generate a new token classic. So I'll say whatever name of the token you want, you give it like code push. So if you say this expiration, it is saying like how long you want to keep this token. You want to maintain it
Mm-hmm.
for a month or 60 days or 90 days, or you want to maintain any custom date like 6 months or 1 year, or no expiration. So it is your choice whether you want to use no expiration or something like that. But since we are practicing it for the first time, go for no expiration. Ideally, we should regenerate the tokens for every 30 days. Okay.
Okay.
For a security reason, we have to regenerate the tokens for every 30 days. So for practice purpose, you can use no expiration, but in ground reality, we settle it for 30 days. Okay. Now in this, you have to select this checkbox called as repo. Okay. Select this checkbox called as repo. Select this create gist option. Okay. What are the privileges? What are the privileges or permissions you want to give for this token? We are just mentioning it here. Clear? I will click on generate token. So this token is something that is visible only for the first time. You cannot see this token again. Clear, everybody? Clear? This token is something that is visible only for the first time. Now, I'll say this is my username. This is my password. So how do you paste the password? Just right click, or if you're not so sure, just use Control V so that it will paste the password. Clear? Is this clear, everybody? Any doubts how we are pushing the code for the first time? Last time when I pushed the code, all this setup was done already for me. That is the reason. Now I've switched it into a Linux machine. Inside my operating inside a Windows machine only, we have a concept called as Linux system. Clear? Any doubts so far? How we are if you are a new user, if you are doing the Git operations for the first time, how do you need to configure the things? How do you need to use the username and password? Clear? All good? If everyone is clear only, we are going.
Can I share my screen that
Yeah, Jayashree.
because it's showing this is rejected when I'm pushing the code.
I couldn't hear you, Jayashree.
When I'm pushing the code, it is saying hello.
Yeah, tell me, I'm listening to you.
When I'm pushing the code into the Git repository, it's saying like Git it is rejected. The file is
Just put the screenshot.
okay.
You're doing it for the first time, or you're already done it for n time or something like that, Jayashree?
Previously, I think uh, some of the files had been added into the Git repository manually.
Oh, you did it manually. So when
Yeah.
you did it manually, you have to first pull the changes, then you need to push the changes.
Right now, I had created a new file in the
Okay.
notepad and I'm trying to push the code
Okay.
through commands.
Through commands. And you added a remote repository also, Jayashree?
Yeah,
You added remote repository, I've added everything, still it's throwing. So just put the error at the end of the class, we will see.
okay. Thank you.
Hmm. Now I'll switch from this WSL. What is the WSL? Inside my Windows laptop only I have a subsystem Linux operating system. Clear? Any doubt so far? In order to showcase how do you pass the token, how do you while pushing, how do you pass these tokens and all, and when you are committing for the first time, how do you set up this global user dot email user dot name? How do you do this? This is what I wanted to showcase you guys. Clear? Anyone has any doubts with respect to pushes, commits, and all before I go for the next one?
Rahul, what is SSH key? Is this the same?
SSH key is SSH keys is something that is a different topic. That is secure shell concept. Now we are going with HTTPS. For SSH, you need to create a separate keygen in your system, and that SSH key needs to be added into the GitHub. That's a different process.
It's not used on Windows?
It's used everywhere, but we have to generate the SSH key. The GitHub should recognize that, okay, this is the secure line connection you're establishing with me. So through the secure line only, you're doing the actions.
Yeah, my organization allows only SSH, I think. That's why.
Not really. HTTPS also they allow.
Okay.
Any company that is using Git, they will allow both HTTPS and SSH.
Okay. Yeah, I can't try now, like, because it's already been there from the last few years. So
You can try it.
I
See,
don't.
if you see here, if you see here, whenever I'm trying to, let me open this repository URL. So whenever you're trying to clone the code, you see this, they'll give you multiple options: HTTPS, SSH, GitHub, SCLI. Clear? So it provides multiple options. Even if you work with GitLab, even if you work with Bitbucket also, you can clone using HTTPS or SSH or GitHub CLI. Clear?
Yeah, okay, I'll try that.
So if your company is using Git or whatever it is, the same thing it will be available. Okay. So let's go with the next one. So shall we start with branching and merging, guys? Or do you have any doubts?
I need to practice like this one because I'm doing it for the first time.
Sorry, Avisha.
Yeah, I'm saying I need to just, look into it because like I'm doing for the first time. So
Yeah. So for people who are doing it for the first time or for people who are lost touch with Git, be patient. Take it slow. Like how am I doing it very slowly in front of your eyes? Take it very slow. Don't do it in a hurry. Okay, especially with Git. The first recommendation I would like to tell you everybody is be patient. Do very slowly. Understand each and every line what it is doing. Okay. Now, so let's understand what is branching, what is merging visually. Before we put it something in live or in practical, let's see it live. Before going it in live mode or practical mode, we'll try to understand by using this dashboard or drawing board. Okay. So we will use master main. This is your default branch and all these things. Now what we will do here now in this main branch, I am doing some commits. We all know what is a how do we write a commit. So what do you mean by commit? That means I'm what do you mean by commit, everybody? So we have made some changes. Whatever changes we have made, we are confirming it. So the moment I say git commit, so what it is saying in the main branch, I'm adding more and more commits to the code continuously. That means for a particular branch. Now, what we have done here, we have done only two commits. Like if you see the history, now if you see the history, I have made three commits. Like this for that particular branch, I can have any number of commits. You can have 100 commits, 150 commits, 300 commits. There's no problem with it. Now, from the main branch, So can we use some dummy branch names or can we use some realistic branch names that we use in our company? Forget about branch names. Can we use the names, some dummy names, or can we use the names that is something really used in our organizations, like QA branch, UAT branch, a dev branch, SIT branch? Yeah. Can we go with some realistic names or some dummy names?
To do whatever Mina has told, right? Everyone has to follow.
Sorry, Sindhu.
I'm sorry. I think it is realistic names.
Mhm. So in order to create a branch, I will say git branch dev. That means from the master branch, I'm creating one branch called as dev. Again, from the master branch, I'm creating one more branch called as QA. Again, from the master branch, I'm creating one more branch called as UAT. Again, from the master branch, I'm creating one more branch called as prod. Okay. So from the same master branch, I'm creating multiple branches. So whenever you're branching the code, whatever code that is present inside the master, it will be cloned into other branches also. Clear? Is this clear, everybody? Any doubts, guys? All good? So if I want to switch to a particular branch, like if I want to switch to a dev branch, how do I switch it? I'll say git switch of dev. Now into the dev branch, I will be adding a couple more lines of more changes because this is my development branch. What do you mean by development branch? A branch is nothing but an independent line of code that is used or designed for certain other purposes, certain other business activities. So what do you mean by a branch? Again, it is an independent line which is used for different set of activities that needs to be maintained. Like in the dev branch, what I will do, I'll be doing all the developmental related things, right? Code build up, code setup, all these things I'll be doing it. Clear? Yes or no? Can I get a quick why in the chat box? This is a very, very important topic, and this is one of the most crucial topics for the Git. So now what I'm doing here, I want to switch to the QA branch. How do I switch it from currently I'm in dev branch. Now I want to switch to QA branch. So I'll say git switch QA. Okay. I'll say git commit. That means to the QA branch, I'm doing the commit. That means what? I'm adding some configurational files to the QA branch in real time. What we do for the QA branch, I'm doing some configurational changes and I'm adding some README files here. Got it? Now what we are doing here, let me switch back to the dev branch. Then I can do more and more commits. Is this clear so far, Avisha, Satya?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Lee, Anu, all good? So what is happening now? Now we are saying like, boss, I want to deploy these changes into the QA branch. Whatever changes you have done into your dev branch, I have to deploy these changes into the QA branch. How do I deploy these changes into the QA branch? Now, for that, what is the scenario? Whatever code I have here, this needs to be moved to the QA branch. How it is possible? How we need to do it? I will say first let me switch to the QA branch. I will say git merge dev. That means what? On top of the QA commits, whatever commits that are present in the dev branch, please come and sit on top of C50. Clear? What we are doing here, we are combining the changes that is present in QA branch and dev branch. So you can merge in the way that you want. Git is a free flowing tool. You need not worry about it. Git is one of the most free flowing tools in the market. I hope everyone understood a very, very basic example of what is branching and what is merging. This is not the only example I will be covering it. We'll be covering more and more examples. Don't worry about it. But is this basic one clear? Basic line of things clear for you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the thing. So can we add more commits to the QA branch if you want to? Like some patchwork is there, patch fixes needs to be done. I'll directly do it in the QA branch. Yes, you can do the fixes in the QA branch. Clear?
And those will reflect in the dev branch, right?
Yeah, it will not reflect in the dev branch. Again, you have to merge the changes, right? Now, whatever patchwork we are
Okay.
doing to ensure. So there is another check we need to do. Are these changes respectively only for QA, or these are something like a patchwork? Now imagine that you are doing a patchwork to ensure that QA release is up and running. So once everything is working fine, then what I will do, I will say switch. First, let me switch to the dev branch. Then I will say git to merge QA. Clear? Now dev and QA are at the same position. Clear? Any doubts?
So earlier, like which you merged, like git switch QA and git merge dev. So all the commits which were applicable for QA, that would be like applicable for dev also. And now again we made some changes. So
Yeah.
likewise,
So what we are doing now, first we made some changes in the dev, Avisha. Then what
yeah.
we are doing, then we need to merge the changes to the QA branch. Because QA branch is something where the testers test and deploy, test and
Mm-hmm.
let you know the results. So what we are doing here, after I switch to the QA branch, I merge the changes. Got it? Whatever changes that the dev has made, I merged it into my QA branch. Now, after
Okay.
merging the changes, I did some patchwork in the QA branch. Now, what we need to do, whatever changes you did in QA, I have to again merge it with the dev branch, right? So I am saying git switch dev, merge whatever changes are present in QA, merge all those changes here. Got it? Now, dev and
Okay.
QA will point to the same commit. Got it, Avisha?
Yeah.
Any doubts? Is this clear, guys? All good? So, this is one of the examples of branching and merging, and I request all of you to just have a quick practice before I take it further. If you practice everything quickly today, by next class we will see more examples on branching and merging, more understanding, more clarity on branching and merging. Then we will see how it happens in the real time. Clear? Right? So the floor is open for any questions or any doubts. You can let me know.
Can we check for the first time, like I'm doing the commit. So if after everyone is done, so I can just share my screen and
Yes. Yeah, you can still continue sharing your screen if anyone else will see. Yeah, Vishal, you can go ahead.
Yeah, just give me a minute. I my this cursor is stuck. I'll just share 1 minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've started sharing. Is
Mm.
it visible?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so now like
So where is the, I mean, this is not a Git repository, na? So go to the folder where you have created the files, Avisha, where you have created the folders and all these things.
yeah,
Yeah, open the command prompt from here. So Avisha, you have created it outside. You always
okay,
need to create inside a folder. Don't create it like a folder because if you
okay.
create like this, the problem is whole desktop will be taken as a Git repository. I don't want that, right?
Oh, okay. So you're telling inside this I need to create.
Create one folder. Inside the folder, you add a files.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay then. Yeah, okay then. I think this was the issue. So I'll just check it.
Hmm.
And if anything, I'll let you know tomorrow.
Hmm.
Rahul,
Mm-hmm.
I have a question.
Tell me, Anu.
Uh, so API testing is also part of this
Yes.
course.
Yes.
Okay. So API and Selenium both we are going to see.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I had the same question, Rahul. So
Hmm.
after like API testing is complete, we'll start with Selenium.
Selenium. Yes.
Okay. So I don't know if I ask here. So should if I pay for Selenium, API testing is all
You
included, or
talk
do
to the
we have
admin
any?
team. You just talk to the admin team on this payment.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, if Selenium course is completely having the API course, then
Yes.
I would
Yes.
choose
Yes.
the Selenium
Yes.
course.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I was not finding the appropriate time in last batches, so I was waiting for this batch, this timing.
Okay.
Thank you, Rahul.
Mm-hmm. Okay then, guys. So see you all.
Rahul, one quick question. Who is sharing this recorded session? Like the team or
I am not part of any recordings. Yeah. I just record the session.
yeah.
Give it to them.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay then guys, see you all.